What's happening, people? I am back in the kitchen again. It is video number 2 on the new channel. Thank you to everyone who dropped in on the premiere last night, well, yesterday afternoon. And yeah, thank you to everyone who is here right now. I am in the chat. Let's go. Today's product, it's a new one from Aldi, and it is a pork and cider pie. And it's new and it's freezable, and it says tender, slow cooked British pork in a creamy Bramley apple and cider sauce. And there it is. What do you think to that, people? It is 250 grams. The price I've forgotten. I'll have to get the receipt. So let's have a look at the box. Okay, so here is the box. Pork and cider pie. That is a traffic light system there. 685 calories for one pie, half your daily recommended amount of fat, and nearly all your daily recommended amount of saturated fat. So this is not good really for you, is it? But it is a pie, so, you know, it's a treat. Made with British pork, and it's from the specially selected range at Aldi. And it's new. So, a little bit of information there. Oh, that's just an Aldi thing, innit? We're not bothered about that. Let's turn it over. Right, okay, ingredients. So that is the ingredients there. You've got 20% marinated pork. You've got 5% draft cider, 4% Bramley apples. Wheat, milk, and egg are your allergens. And it says, although every effort has been made to remove bones, some may remain. No artificial colours, flavours, or preservatives. That's the nutritional information in more detail. For you guys that know what you're talking about, I of course do not. 21.6 grams of protein in here, in this pie, 250 grams. It is refrigerated, but you can freeze this, it says. So, I haven't, this is fresh, this has not been frozen. So, wow, a long information bit there. It says, butter enriched short crust pastry base filled with marinated, slow cooked British pork and a cream-based Bramley apple and cider sauce, topped with a butter-enriched puff pastry lid and finished with a sage and onion sprinkle. And oven cook from frozen for 40 minutes or from chilled for 25. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put it in the oven, 25 minutes, and see what we're dealing with. Okay, so the price of this pork and cider pie is... where is it? £2.49. It is. They've done a steak pie like this for quite a while, but this one is new, so I thought we'll give this a go. Pork and cider pie. I don't mind a good pie, obviously. £2.50, £2.49. What do you think to that? Let's have a look at it. Let's get this open. £2.49. There we go. It's exactly how you expect it to look. Take it out of there. Will it come out before it's cooked? It won't come out before it's cooked. Normally I try to take it out of here. Ooh, there we go. So that it doesn't stick in there once it's cooked. But that is it. Nice short crust pastry and a puff pastry top. So we'll get that in the oven, 25 minutes. And I'll bring you back when it's done. Okay, so the pie is ready. And I'll be honest, that's burning my hands, but that looks exactly like it looked when it went in. So what we've got to do, the most important thing with the pie, is get out of here and cut it open and see what is in the middle of this thing. Let's see if it looks like that. That's what we're hoping for. So that's what we'll do. Crispy puff pastry. Remember remember, this wasn't frozen, this was cut straight from chilled. So, let's open it up. To be fair, that looks like a decent filled pie. Obviously the puff pastry is at the top, so there's always going to be a little bit of a gap where that is risen. But look at that, what do you think to that? Pork and cider pie, so it's got like apple, pork. So we'll just let that cool down slightly as it's burning my hands, and then we'll have a taste. So it's all important taste time. Now I have dissected the pie a little bit here to help it cool down faster, but also to get into it. So we've got this pork and cider. So it's pork and apple, like apple cider. So you've got these bits of pork here. Quite a bit in here, to be fair, rather than it being very sparse. So there's quite a few chunks of pork like this. Not sure that's not focusing, I apologise. It's focusing on my head, but there we go. I mean, the pork is really actually quite nice. Pork, in my opinion, sometimes can be quite tough, quite a tough meat, but that's actually quite nice and succulent. And that apple cider like sauce that's in there, I can straight away taste how sweet this is. Very, very sweet. I'm gonna have a little go on this puff pastry at the top with the sage crumb on the outside. Nice, flaky. But if you guys have been watching my main channel for a while, you will know that puff pastry is not my favourite. Short crust pastry is. So my go-to pies would be the microwavable pucker pies, which is short crust pastry all over. I think they might be the only brand that actually does a short crust pastry all over. Right, so let's get into this straight away with a bit of everything on. The short crust pastry, the sweetness of the apple. You can see the pieces of apple in here. The pork. Look at that. It smells so sweet. That cider sauce is actually quite nice. When you get them little bits of apple, you obviously taste that sweetness, a bit like apple pie, but not as strong as apple pie, of course. But it's quite nice, really nice. I love the short crust pastry. The flavours complement each other pretty well. My issue with this pie, and I generally have an issue with something all the time. What would it go with? Apple and cider pie. What you ain't putting gravy on that, are you? What's the sauce that you put on it? I won't even think mint sauce. Obviously it's got apple sauce already. You could put apple sauce, but what does it go with? It's alright eating it like that on its own. What will this go with? Pie and mash? Would he have it as mash? I don't know, because I'd have gravy on my mash. Maybe that's just a northern thing. Maybe you'd have pie and mash without gravy. Parsley? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think that this pork and cider pie would go with. For me, it's a nice pie. What were it? $3.29? No, $2.49. Yeah, $2.49. It was £2.49. It's alright, but if I had to choose between, obviously I got this one because it was new, and they do a steak pie version. I think for me, maybe it's just my palate and I'm not thinking of things, but for me, I'd probably stick with getting the steak pie so I can have it with chips and gravy or mash and gravy. That might just be me, but let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching this video. I'll give it on its own a nice taste. It's a 7.5 out of 10. It's a decent pie. Just don't know what it'd go with. Doesn't take a lot to confuse Dino, you know. But here we are. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow, same time, 4:15, every single day. Bye bye.
people back in the kitchen again. Hope you're all fantastic. Would be special. Wouldn't buy that